So if you're starting a YouTube channel in either 2020, 2021 or back to 2007, like there's some basic things you actually need to know. So that is what I actually want to show you in this video. So I'm just like gonna be doing that in some minutes. So the first thing I expect you to know is what is called impression. Impression is YouTube sending your video to somebody. Like, okay, YouTube showing your thumbnail, like all of those things you actually try to do to somebody who needs to see it. So like that is just it. Impression. Like when you're just starting, I want you to know this. Like YouTube is not gonna be giving your video much impressions just because you don't have like much views. A lot of you can have impressions from like YouTube search, or you have impressions from like home page or whatsoever. Anyhow, it's gonna come. So there is another thing I actually want to talk about, which is like the click-through rate. What is the CTR? So CTR is just the percentage of the videos that you have that been shown to anybody. So when you have like 1,000 impressions and you have just like 10 people watching your video, the higher the impression, the lower the CTR. So that is just it. So the only thing that actually defines how much the CTR or how much the impression will be is the audience retention. The audience retention is how you are able to retain people's attention. So that is really what YouTube is basically founded on. That is just the basic things you need to know. When you understand like getting impression, getting your video being clicked, and having a greater CTR, and catching people's attention. So that is just like all of these basic things you need to know when starting a YouTube channel. So that is it. So whenever you want to post your videos, a lot of things do affect your video being like viral to much audience, and just focus on getting people's attention at first. That is just like that is what YouTube wants. YouTube wants people to actually be on the platform as long as possible. So how interacting or how interactive or how entertaining or how educative your video or your content is what is going to determine your audience retention. And make sure you are focusing on a single niche. Like don't just branch on like a tutorial niche today and the next time you'll be like, okay, I don't want to do tutorial things. The next time you'll be like, okay, let me just jump on beauty or fitness. YouTube is not going to recommend any of your videos to anybody because YouTube cannot actually divine what you're doing. You get, just make sure you are getting people's attention first. But the basic thing you actually need to work on is, babe, work on your thumbnail. Like your thumbnail, crunch. Make sure to have, you know, a very not unique, but create a greater thumbnail. So like make sure your thumbnail are so catchy that a lot of people just be like, what is happening here? Let me just click and watch the video, you know, watch people around the content you're doing, watch the way they're doing it, and just do it the way they are doing it. Only if you want to fine-tune or, you know, do some proper adjustments to the thing. So like that is how these things work. So that is it. Basically I'm going to be editing this video and it's going to be short. So make sure you're working on your thumbnail, your click-through rates, your audience retention, and a lot of things actually affect your video. So you can actually subscribe to the channel to learn much about, you know, going viral on YouTube or creating like content on YouTube. And like je ne parlais français. Je parlais français, tu comprends français? Je m'appelle Faiz, viens de tu. I don't know where I come from because I don't know how to complete the statement in French, but I'm basically a Nigerian and I've decided to share YouTube content, like YouTube tutorials in a kind of a different African way. So I'm going to be seeing you guys so soon. Okay.